The Arizona Sunshine Remake brings back one of the foundational classics of virtual reality gaming, now revamped with enhanced graphics for PC, MetaQuest, and PlayStation VR2. But the real question is, does a game like Arizona Sunshine still make sense in today's VR landscape? Despite what some detractors might say, it was an impressive achievement. I played it shortly after getting my first HTC and I was completely blown away. From start to finish, the sense of presence it provided was unparalleled. No game had ever made me feel that way before. The strength of VR technology was undeniable, even though the game itself, while solid, was somewhat basic, linear, and lacking in creativity beyond its solid implementation of established mechanics in a still nascent medium. Nevertheless, it was an unforgettable experience, one that its sequel, Arizona Sunshine 2, released less than a year ago, managed to surpass. The sequel raised the bar for horror action in VR significantly, proving that Vertigo games could refine and elevate the genre they helped pioneer. So, what's the purpose of a remake of a game like Arizona Sunshine, 8 years after the original release, especially when it's already available on modern VR platforms? The answer, on the surface, seems straightforward: updating the game for new VR hardware. Let's take a step back for those unfamiliar with the original. Arizona Sunshine Remake is essentially a 1.1 graphical overhaul of the 2016 classic. The game places players in the shoes of a lone survivor stranded in the Arizona desert, surrounded by hordes of the undead. Your objective is simple: find other survivors and navigate a world in disarray. The mechanics of Arizona Sunshine remain straightforward. You progress through linear levels, killing zombies, gathering resources, and solving basic puzzles, which usually involve finding objects scattered across the map to unlock the next area. It's an action-adventure with a blend of horror and comedy, offering about 4 hours of gameplay that showcase all the fun things you can do in VR, from rummaging through drawers for supplies while zombies breathe down your neck to blasting away at hordes of monsters with a variety of weapons. It's simple, and today, nothing about it feels groundbreaking. However, in 2016, it was revolutionary because this language of VR gaming was still forming. But here's where things get interesting. I've played Arizona Sunshine in countless versions, probably around 10 different times. We always seem to return to the same VR games, and this one is no exception. Honestly, I was fed up with it to some extent, but even after all these playthroughs, I still enjoyed myself. Its simplicity, light storytelling, and intuitive mechanics make it a perfect game to spend a few hours in a world that only VR can immerse you in this way. Now let's get to the point. Does this type of remake serve any purpose today? Having played the PC version, I can confidently say that unfortunately, it doesn't. If you wanted to play Arizona Sunshine, you've likely already done so. It was technically respectable for its time, and it remains so in this remake. But good news, if you already own the original game, the updated costs just about €10. But even if Arizona Sunshine was never the best masterpiece, and its technical upgrade in the remake, while decent, is not groundbreaking. To be clear, Arizona Sunshine Remake isn't aiming to be the next Half-Life Alyx. The game looks and feels exactly as I remember it on PC 8 years ago, albeit with better lighting, improved zombie models, and higher resolution textures. It's certainly an improvement, but it doesn't quite reach the level that justifies calling it a remake in the sense we're used to seeing today. We live in a time where remakes are abundant, and not all are justified or successful. Some are even worse than the originals. In this context, Arizona Sunshine Remake might feel unnecessary, at least on PC for whom have played dozens of times. That said, there are two groups that might find this remake valuable: PlayStation VR2 and MetaQuest 3 users. The game hadn't yet made its way to PlayStation VR2, so this release fills that gap with an improved and more complete edition. Meanwhile, MetaQuest 3 players previously only had access to a version designed for the first generation Meta standalone headset, which had significant visual limitations. Now the game aligns more closely with the Arizona Sunshine 2 Quest 3 version, making it a visually appealing option for those who haven't experienced it yet. For veteran VR enthusiasts, however, who have likely already played Arizona Sunshine, this remake might not offer anything new. It might feel redundant, like an unnecessary re-release of a game that has already been enjoyed multiple times. But if for some reason you own a VR headset and never got around to experiencing Vertigo Games' original work, then sure, this is the only and the best time to dive in.
Hey, don't get too close.
In conclusion, Arizona Sunshine Remake is a reminder of VR's roots and a love letter to a simpler time in the medium's history. But like all nostalgia, it's best enjoyed in moderation. For those eager for more groundbreaking VR adventures, the future lies beyond the familiar horizons of Arizona Sunshine. Hope you enjoyed this review and see you in the next video. Take care.
Hey, exactly what I needed. Want some of this? Come on, motherfuckers. Let's do this, Fred. Fred? Nothing is ever easy, huh? I never thought I'd say this, but I've missed you. I've missed you, Arizona Sunshine.